This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
And boom!
Common man, no show prep, no solid plan. Spins a yarn, begins a tale. The esoteric approach won't fail. Tune in, it's time for Common Man. Common man, charms the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot? Where'd we play? Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello.
We'll head to Buffalo, stay on the road. I think the weather, of course, having spent a lot of time in Minnesota, I understand the weather pattern. Pick up the Calcutta Clipper, swings down, swings up, lakefront influence, and out. I think we'll probably have about 45-degree weather, so it will not be a typical October 31st in Buffalo.
That's for me to know and you to find out.
San Diego, Chargers, San Diego, Super Chargers, San Diego, Super Chargers, San Diego, Super Chargers. Now what do you think? What do you think of that? Now what do you think? What do you think of that? Now what do you think? What do you think of that? Now what do you think of that? The Lions are a terrible team and a terrible city. No terrible fans and a terrible stadium. A terrible uniforms. A terrible cheerleaders. And the Ravens are getting a lot of first downs. I'm really surprised.
Multi-action offensive sets.
Yeah, I always love that one.
Polad Pocket Protector Power Ranking.
Nuts and bolts, we got screwed.
Time for two more questions, guys.
I've seen enough out of Cousins, Paul. Put him on ice.
I'm going to say something controversial.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
I'm a fraud.
Yes.
He's the clown from Brown. He's the fourth in the North. This is the common man, Dan Cole.
Romney. I always loved that one. The height
Love that one.
of preposterousness. The old elevation chain. In a debate of all things. Hey, welcome. Greetings, good afternoon, and ack-ack-a-dack and dack-dack-ack to you and yours. I don't know where to begin. We got U.S. Open tennis in the midst of that. Rust to rust. How does Cheryl Reeve approach the last, 4 games, 3 games, whatever it is? I mean, does she play her players? Does she rest them? How does she blend that? The first college football poll since weekend number 1. You know, they had the preseason one, but since games have now actually been played, that's been released. Are the Gophers receiving votes? Interesting. Kevin O'Connell later today, is that correct? 1:20. We're expecting him, which means about 1:29. He's always been late. Imagine now that he's coach of the year, what time he'll wander on up. Yeah, I'm coach of the year now. I know it says 1:20, but I might get there 1:40. Maybe 2 o'clock, because I'm coach of the year. With all of those topics to get to, I don't know where to begin. Let's spin the wheel of topic. This isn't even a real thing.
Topics!
I'm a shadow of my former. I'm a shell of my former. I'm a shell of a player. If it lands on Commons golf game, which
Commons
I don't think it
golf game.
Of course, it had to.
What'd you shoot today?
87.
I couldn't hear that. What'd you say?
87.
What'd you shoot today?
87.
Where'd we play?
The Royal Club, the King and Queen.
Where'd you hit it on one?
I hit it right up the gut.
How far from the green were you?
It was dead into a 2-club win. I couldn't even get there.
Second shot?
I hit it hybrid perfectly, left it just short of the green. I suppose I had 30 yards to the flag.
Right or left?
Straight at it.
Then what?
I hit a beautiful little wedge. I hit it, it was right into a pretty strong wind. So I hit it low, cut through the wind. It was much like a J.J. McCarthy pass out at TCO Performance Center on a windy day. Just it stopped 9 feet, and the 9-footer just misses.
Well, there's that.
But then I go par, and I'm 1 over through 4, which is a nice score for me to roll. Number 5. Have you played Royal Club, Tennessee?
I have, but not enough to remember. I remember the first hole. I remember some holes, but I don't know.
I'll have you out sometime.
Yeah.
My locker's right above Adam Thielen's. You know who else has lockers there now? Johnny Randall and Randall McDaniel.
Oh, yeah.
It's all the beautiful people. Anyway. There's a tree on number 5 on the left side of the fairway about 60 yards out, 50 yards. It shouldn't come into play. I hit it, and it just catches the top branch and falls straight down. Now, I decide, I'm not going to panic here. So when I get to the ball, like I said, it's 340. There's a pond that starts on the right side. It wraps all the way around 3/4 of the hole, right? So I decided, I can't really see the green, but I know pretty much where I'm going to hit. I want to hit this as far down the left side as I can and try to get up and down. I hit it really, really well. I'm not sure exactly where it is, and lo and behold, the golf god's looking down upon me. It's right on the edge of the water, about 2 feet from the water, on the rough, perfect lie. It's just absolutely gorgeous, 75 yards from the hole. And, the carry, I only have to hit it like 40 yards. What do you think I do? I rinsed it.
Oh.
I mean, after hitting a brilliant shot like that, one of the best shots I've hit all year, just exactly, and I got a little luck there too, because if it wouldn't have drawn that extra 3 yards, it would have went in the water, right? But still, it was perfect. And then I make a double on the next hole, and then I just kick it around there. I mean, I had some nice shots. I played okay. I had some pars, and the Annika Intercollegiate is being held there again. Practice round Sunday, then they play Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. This is one of the best kept secrets, much like the Bloomington Park Tavern. One of the best kept secrets tend to be is the Annika Intercollegiate. It's a 15-team tournament. Minnesota Golden Gophers, a ladies team with Bella McCauley and her sister. They host the event. It's the deepest and strongest collegiate field in female golf. It's never this deep. They have the best teams in the country about it because they want to be there because Annika's going to be there, right? It's free of charge. You can go and wander the fairways. I've done it. I played with Bella last year in the Pro-Am. But anyway, course was in great shape. And if you do like to watch golf in person, because you'll get up close and personal. They won't even have ropes, I don't think. Now that means you can't like grab the bag and caddy for any of them, but you can still be there and enjoy it if you'd like. And we're efforting. It's probably a long shot, but Annika and I, we had a pretty good vibe. We had her on the air before. She might pop on with us sometime this week to kind of promote the event out there. So, because they'd like to get some people. If you're a collegiate golfer, you like to have fans, right? A gallery, it's fun. Play in front of people.
Well, I was watching the U.S. Women's Amateur Open that Bella McCauley played in out at Bandon Dunes.
Yeah.
And I was watching the final matchup, the two of them, and they had like a gallery walking behind them the entire way around the course. I was wondering, can any random person join that gallery, or do you have to a certain ticket?
No.
Because there was probably only, 100 people.
Yeah.
But they're just walking right behind them, like they're hitting the ball. You're standing 20 yards behind them. That's crazy.
You can go to the Annika Intercollegiate and you can walk right alongside them the whole time. So they would love to have you out there. So we're hoping to have Annika on maybe sometime this week. I don't know. It's kind of a long shot. I mean, I'm not a national treasure. I'm not. combination Dick Cavett, Jack Parr, like Barrero is, and of course we're not the morning show. We
Brett's yoga pants.
Yeah, right. We'd like to be, but so it's probably kind of a long shot. I will say this, Tenneby. If I had the genie's bottle and rubbed it, and the genie came out and said, "Master, you have 3 wishes. Wish number 1 would be to have 3 more wishes. Wish number 2 of my 5 now would be that it was 7:15 on Monday night, because I've been waiting all week for Monday night. Vikings versus the Bears.
I always love that one.
You know, as I go out and about in the public, maybe stop at the grocery store. I practically live at Kowalski's. Go to the grocery store, go to a golf course, go a little here, there, everywhere. People always, hey, so what do you think about the Vikings this year? And it happened again today. And it's like, well, I don't know what to think of the Vikings this year. To me, this year is more of a mystery, only because we've talked about this forever. I just don't know about the quarterback. I'm not and of course, everybody that asks me thinks McCarthy's going to be brilliant. And I don't know if they really believe that or if they want to believe it, right? And they'll say, well, they're really high on him at Winter Park. Well, what else are they supposed to say? You can go to any NFL headquarters right now, go up to the head coach, the general manager, and say, so what do you think about player A? What do you think they're going to say? Well, we really don't know. Kind of just, a wing and a prayer. Got our fingers crossed. We're really not sure. They're always going to say, catching on so quickly. He's cerebral. He's really smart. He can consume a playbook like nobody can. He's a team leader. Well, they're not going to say anything negative. They're just not going to. And that doesn't mean what they're saying can't be true and might be true. And we won't know everything after one game, right? Of course, like Rosen did say at the fair, and he's right. If McCarthy throws an interception on the first possession, what do you think I'll say to Rosen? Well, this is the guy you wanted.
Pitchers and catchers report in February.
Pitchers and catchers report in February. But I need to see some, and I'm as curious as anybody, because he is. It's all he does is win. Doesn't seem like in college he was asked to do much other than. And I remember I had that conversation. Let's revisit a conversation I had with Ben Lieber at the Minnesota State Fair. It was about the first time he's ever agreed with me on anything. So let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll take a peek at the purple, brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. I think Oak, we're going to move him till tomorrow. We might even change. Brian Oak is usually Wednesday at 1:30 for Rock Talk. I think we're going to change it because I think every Wednesday the head coach during the football season is supposed to go about 1:20. So that would just kind of, timing won't be right. So I think we're going to move Oak maybe to like Tuesdays, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure something. Or maybe earlier in the day. Maybe we'll do like Wednesday at 12:30. I already texted them about it. I don't remember what we agreed upon, but we'll figure it out. But we'll take a break. We'll come back. Plenty to get to here on the Common Man program. I'm Common. He's Tenneby. Don't forget Mark Rosen will join us just before 2, and we're expecting to hear from the head coach at about 1:20 here on The Fan.
Miss us out at the State Fair? Well, shop all of our 2025 fair designs, including that Wheel of Topics t-shirt, in the KFAN Pro Shop today, and be on the lookout for a few brand new variations as well. Secure your new KFAN swag today at KFAN.com/store.
Past, I'm Common. He is Tenneby. Mark Rosen just before 2 o'clock, head coach of the soon-to-be big game world champion Minnesota Vikings, scheduled to address the assembled media at about 1:20. A time now for a peek at the purple, brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric, where all of your electrical needs, and particularly, that end of this month, that $7,500 rebate, tax break, whatever it is for EV cars, that's going away. A lot of people have been buying EVs. You'll probably want one of those 240-volt hookups in your garage. They can do that for you at Affordable Electric at an affordable price. Because remember, Affordable-Electric, Affordable-Electric, Affordable Electric is, shockingly, affordable. This is peek at the purple right here. It's going to be a text message that says, Paul Allen thinks the Vikings will be good this year. His opinion is all I need to know. And, he has
I always love
he has
that
an
one.
educated and forthright opinion.
Yes.
I think the coroner's office alerted me to the fact that Brett Blakemore basically accused Paul Allen of withholding information and being a ducky and a bunny in a home run. Oh my gosh! Toward the end of the program today.
Not the Paul Allen I know.
No, certainly not. You know, he would never withhold information. He would never be a mouthpiece for the organization.
No,
and he would never ever predict grand things for the team unless he really truly believed it. He said it last year. Remember, he said last year he made some predictions. He said, "No, I usually don't make those bold and brash predictions about the purple or something of that nature." This is not really Viking peek at the purple. It's sort of Ben Lieber, though he is a sideline reporter for the Minnesota Viking Radio Network. Remember last week at the fair, Tennessee, I said, you know, anytime somebody's a quarterback is called a game manager, when that charge is leveled at a quarterback, it's always looked upon as a negative, meaning, well, all he does is check down. He doesn't really take any chances. He can't lead a team down the field. And it's like, I don't think, I guess it all depends upon what your definition of game manager is. To me, a game manager is you have your game plan. You've done all your work, right? Like, for instance, the Vikings this week, whatever film they have of the Bears, it's probably easier to game plan for a team once the season is started, because a lot of teams have a lot of different personnel, including the Vikings. New pieces on the defensive line, on the interior, new pieces on the interior of the offensive line. They have a new running back, and they're playing with a brand new quarterback that's not taking a regular season snap in the National Football League. So my guess is it's a little harder for the Bears to get an exact read on what the Vikings are going to, what are the Vikings going to be this year? What are they going to look like? What's going to be their strengths offensively and defensively? Are there some weaknesses we can exploit? And the Vikings probably feel the same way about the Bears. They have new players on the offensive line. They have a brand new head coach who they know well from his days as Lions coordinator. But as the season progresses, you start to put your different game plans together. This team runs a lot. Okay, this team is susceptible to the pass. This team's got this. Hey, they got injuries on the line. They got 2 guys that are out on the injury report. So maybe we can do this. And so when to me, managing the game is you manage your game plan and you do it. If it calls for, they're really good. They got a great second. Like the Lions secondary is considered pretty good. They got 2 of the best safeties in the business, right? They got a great corner. Okay, it's probably going to be a little harder to throw the ball downfield. Now, we'll try it. We're not just going to give in and run up the white flag, but we got some other tricks up our sleeve. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to do some play action. We're going to run the ball a little bit. We're going to use the tight ends. And so then is the quarterback a game manager then because he's not throwing the ball downfield? No, he's managing the game, what they've wanted to do. And I think that's a positive for a quarterback where he doesn't have just, some guys just, all they can do is air it out. So, every quarterback has strengths. I like a guy that can do a little bit of everything. So, and Lieber, it seemed, tended to agree with me that the game manager label has always been, the connotation is that it's negative, but I don't look at it that way. I guess if you are just a guy that, well, you can't throw the ball downfield, so we just got a nickel and dime to the team because you have an inability to do it. Maybe then you're managing the game because of your limitations.
What's that?
Grand Casino Hinckley, which is now, what's the name of this arena?
Grand Casino Arena.
Grand Casino. They sent us all a gift. Did you get yours?
I did, yes.
It's a Bluetooth box. I tried to turn mine on. I don't know how to operate a Bluetooth box. Do you know how the speaker works? Because I tried during the break, and I don't know how it works, but it's on now, and it just keeps making noises.
We can turn the power back off.
Well, I tried, and it didn't go off.
Oh.
Guess I could try it again.
I mean, that's the route I would try. Just hit the power button on the side.
Hello? Hello, is anybody there? Can you hear me?
I always love that one.
Can you hear me, Grand Casino Arena? Is there anybody in the arena right now? I'll try to turn it off now.
How long did it take you to realize that was a speaker?
I thought it was a walkie-talkie. I thought this was for me to be able to talk to Grand Casino.
Until I read the fine print on the back, I wasn't really sure what it was.
I thought it was a walkie-talkie. I thought I could talk directly to Grand Casino Arena, but apparently I can't.
Well, speaking of the quarterback,
Yeah.
I saw this tweet, thanks to Mitsas retweeted it, but it was from Dan Orlovsky, well-respected ESPN football analyst. Who, of
The
course,
guy that stepped out of bounds against, and that prevented the Lions from winning that football game.
He's a better analyst than he is a player, but he posted something today that I actually agree with, because I feel like everyone is treating J.J. McCarthy as if he's like a rookie.
Yeah.
And I get it in that he hasn't played NFL action before, but he is a second-year player. He's now been he should be comfortable in the offense at this point in terms of knowing. But here's what Dan Orlovsky tweeted. It's okay to have incredibly high expectations on J.J. McCarthy. He was a 4-star recruit out of high school who went to Michigan. He won the national title at Michigan. He was a top 12 pick in the NFL draft. We should fully expect him to have a very good season. And I agree with that, because I think I can see a scenario where JJ struggles out of the gate and people are doing that, well, he's young. And I guess age-wise, he is young. He's going to be the youngest starting quarterback in the league. But for everything Dan just said, we should have high expectations of his performance. We should not be, yeah. He's a redshirt freshman. He knows the offense. So like that part of it is not going to be a concern.
Patrick Joseph Sullivan. Does the name ring a bell to you?
Patrick Joseph Sullivan?
Yeah.
Did he used to play for the Minnesota Wild?
No.
Oh.
Patrick Joseph Sullivan was an American professional football player and college coach, an All-America quarterback for the Auburn Tigers. He won the Heisman Trophy in 1971, and then played 6 seasons in the NFL with the Falcons in Washington. College career, in 1970 led the NCAA in total offense with 2,856 yards, had an NCAA record for most yards per play with 8.57. His career is responsible for 72 tutties, 54 passing, 18 rushing, to tie the NCAA record in a senior season. He completed 162 passes on 281 attempts for 2,012 yards and 20 touchdowns. His performance was enough to edge out Ed Marino with a 71 Heisman Trophy. Also an excellent student, Sullivan was named Academic All-American and graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. He was selected to play in the Senior Bowl, where he led the South to victory over the North and was given the game's most MVP. I'll save you the professional career. He was a bust. So
yeah, there are going to be, yes, you could find an example for everything that there's going to be a bust in.
Right, but my point is, Orlovsky's basically saying, well, just because he was able to do what he did, we should just expect him to be great. Well, that's what we thought of Pat Sullivan, too. He won the Heisman Trophy. He had a better college career than J.J. McCarthy did, and he was a bust.
Probably because he didn't have KFC as his head coach.
Leave the football analyzation to somebody like me that watches it from afar, that has the esoteric approach and is not invested in the games and the players and the teams.
I thought you'd agree with me, because I'm just saying we should have standards for his play. We shouldn't be, if he gets out the struggles, we shouldn't be approaching him with kid gloves. That's my point.
Oh, well, yeah.
Which I think you would agree with.
Right, but what I'm saying is but I don't, until I see him play professional football, I could have had high expectations. I don't have high expectations for any of these people until I see them play. That's what I need to see. But that's okay. We'll see how it goes. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Peek at the Purple, brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. Affordable-electric.com for all of your electrical needs, and tell them Common told you to give them a call.
Want to chime in on what's happening with your favorite KFAN program? Make your voice heard on the Bradshaw and Bryan text line. Let us know what you have to say by texting your message to 64686. That's 64686. Standard message and data rates apply.
Couple 13-14 past Common Man program. I'm Common. He's Tennessee. 1 o'clock, a little 5-3-4. Head coach, soon to be big game world champion Minnesota Vikings, scheduled to begin at about 1:20. He's generally a few minutes late, and as I pointed out before, kickoff 7:15 on Monday night. Do you think the team will be ready at 7:15, or do you think they'll wander down to the sideline about 7:30, 7:35 or so? I think they'll be on time. And the legendary Mark Rosen will join us just before 2 o'clock. A number of text messages have come into the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line. This one says, every QB is a game manager and system QB. Teams cater to Brady and Lamar Jackson's strengths. Hence, system QBs, and that's exactly the point. So this system QB, it's the Lamar Jackson system. It's the Tom Brady system. That's what it is, and these guys manage games. That's what you do. It's managing. It's like a baseball manager. Why do you think he's called a manager? Because he manages the game. Some are better than others. It's a compliment, and I think we need to stop pretending it's not. Jamarcus Russell, Vince Young, Tim Tebow, 4-year starters in high school winning state titles, won natties in college, just like JJ. Your thoughts? Well, that's my point. Just a word of caution is all it is. I think he'll probably be just fine. Matter of fact, there's a possibility he will be the guy that we will be talking about. We won't be talking about, Otto Graham as the greatest quarterback of all time. We might be talking about J.J. McCarthy as being the greatest quarterback of all time. I think a lot of people, they hope he is. They want him to be. It's the old sell and hope stuff. So we'll see how it works. Here's another. McCarthy not be asked to do much. McCarthy not be asked to do much at Michigan is the laziest take in football. Oh, there's lazier takes than that. And I've got the market cornered. I've got the market cornered on lazy radio. It's not a lazy take. It's like when you understand something, you don't need to take a deep dive into it. For like maybe the text messenger, he needs to take a deep dive to understand the nuances of pro football or whatever sport it might be. I don't need to do that. It's all rather elementary, my dear Watson. He says, just to guess, you saw 0 Michigan games. I saw one for sure. I watched them play Ohio State, the Ohio State University last year. I saw that game. That was probably the only Michigan. Then
he wasn't on that team, but yeah.
Right. He wasn't even on that team last year?
No, he was on the Vikings last year.
Yeah, on the Vikings last year. Before that, no, I never saw him play college. I've never seen him play college football. Haven't bothered to look at his Michigan stats. Well, no, I have. Well, I've heard of them. He throws it about 15 times a game. Nothing wrong with it. He's a game manager. That's what Michigan does. He did what he was supposed to do. We run the football because that's what we do at Michigan. We run the ball. We control the clock. We have a really good defense, and that's how we play football games. So that's all a person needs to know.
To the emailer's point, which I brought up as well.
Text message,
I'm sorry. Part of the reason he didn't throw a lot in college is because they were so efficient and dominant in the first halves of games that they were always winning in the second half. And when you're leading, you're not going to throw the ball as much. So
correct.
He's being criticized for something that he helped put the team in a position to do in the first place.
Is it really being who's criticizing him?
I think lots of people use that as an excuse as why. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying generally speaking, I've heard that from other people, national experts that say, well, he wasn't asked to do a lot in college. Well, it's because he was so good at what he was doing.
Handing the ball off. Right. He was really good at handing the ball off.
But like his first half passing stats were just as good as any other. Okay. It's just a volume thing, but he didn't have volume because he wasn't ever having to play catch up in second halves.
Right.
So it doesn't mean he can't do it.
No, it doesn't mean he can't, but doesn't mean he can. Right? Doesn't mean he can't.
I know, I'm just saying, his really good play
We're just
put them in that position.
You like him, you like his potential, and you think he's going to be a star. I say I think he has the potential to be a star, but I need to see something. I need to see him on the pro level. When you're playing college football, there's a significant difference between the college game and the pro game. When you're playing against some of the other when you're playing against Northwestern, they have maybe 2 guys that are going to play in the NFL. The guys that are playing for the Bears are all in the NFL. They've played the game. The head coach is, I know everybody thinks O'Connell's the greatest offensive mind there is, but the guy on the other side of the ball for the Bears is pretty good too, and so is this guy, and so is that guy. So for me, it's like I absolutely want him to be really good for a number of reasons, including it's good for the radio station. And what's ever good for the radio station is good for common antenna B. For me, it's just like I'm not ready to dive into the deep end. I know everybody wants to. Like, for instance, I wasn't sure about Danny Campbell, and now I love him. But I didn't know. I heard that first news conference with the biting off kneecaps. I'm going, you got to be kidding me. You're really not going with the biting off the kneecaps. I thought this could be a disaster. Turned out to be, he seems like he's a pretty good head coach. And I don't know. Again, now we'll see. We'll probably learn a little bit more about him when he now has lost his offensive and defensive coordinators. So I'm still. I was told Dallas Turner was the best defensive player in the draft last year. That's what I was told, or 2 years ago, whenever it was. He was going to be a great player. That's what we heard. They moved up to 17 to get him. Dallas Turner's done literally zero on the NFL level. Doesn't mean he can't. Doesn't mean he won't. He might have a breakout season and he could be a Pro Bowler this year. But I don't know, so I have to wait and see. I really do. Here's one. Tom Brady didn't do anything in his college career. Look how that turned out. There you go. Was Brady just an average quarterback in college?
It's like a backup for.
Yeah, so there you go. So it can happen.
You can find an exception to every rule. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Both ways.
This one says, no one has seen McCarthy play in the NFL. Good point, me boy. Sounds like everyone is drinking the Kool-Aid, and they are. They're drinking the Kool-Aid, and he could end up very well being. I can make the same argument Tenebbee's making that, and I have. When you're not asked to do too much, and when he was asked to make throws, generally speaking, I'm told he made the throws at the college level. But it'll be interesting to see. And again, you're right. It seems like the national media is even more skeptical. Than they're more skeptical than I am. I saw another piece. The CBS Sports has 13, 14 guys that cover pro football. Pete Prisco, or is it Joe Prisco? No, Joe Piscopo, I think his name is. Joe Piscopo, this guy, that guy. And they were picking their division winners, right? Not one of them picked the Vikings to win the division. I think it's 9 guys. Not one. Guess what? Guess who they all picked except for 2? Green Bay. And I think that changed because of the Micah Parsons trade. So I think there's 9 of them all together, I think. 7 picked the Packers, 2 picked the Kitties, nobody picked the Vikings. Nobody picked the Bears. Now, does that mean they're right?
You've got to be kidding me.
I mean, are they really any more NFL experts than you and I are? Why? Just because they talk to coaches? I hear what the coaches have to say. That football expert stuff always, I kind of just roll my eyes, shrug my shoulders, and shake my head. I mean, there are people that understand, like Lieber understands the nuances of the game and the technicalities, obviously, more than I did. I stopped playing after 7th grade, but I was really good 4th through 6th grade. I was a fierce pass rushing, rock of Gibraltar run stopping defensive lineman and precise route running, sure enough pass catching tight end. I realized my future was not in football, and so I bowed out before I got all beat up. I realized that I know why I'm on the team. The first stringers need tackling dummies and blocking sleds, and I wasn't going to play that role. So Lieber understands, the different, scat right X. What are some? Remember when Abbott was feeding me all those football terms, and when we were at Winter Park, when I'd have a football guest on, Cashman throw. I don't get any of those, and those guys all understand that. But I can still, with my own 2 eyes, I can still see what's going on a football field. You can see if a guy's really good or he's really not. So because CBS Sports guys, 7 of them are pickers, does that mean the Packers are going to win the division? I don't think the Packers are going to win the division. I still think Detroit's going to win the division, and it's not my. I'm as pessimistic on the Kitties as anybody. I was pessimistic on the last 2 years, even though they were a really good football team. I think they have a pretty good chance to win. I think it's going to be a really fun season. I think Minnesota. Here's what I think. I think McCarthy's going to play well. I just don't think he's going to reach that level. A lot of people, at least right away. I think he'll be fine. I think Green Bay will be good. I think Detroit will be good, and I think the Bears are going to be. I think a lot of people are sleeping on the Bears.
It's hard to know with Chicago.
It is. It is hard to know.
I mean, all the teams, right? There's so many. As good as the division was last year, there's changes basically across the board, right? We've talked about in Detroit, you lose both your coordinators, your offensive lineman retired, but you will have a defense basically back that didn't participate for most of the season last year. Vikings clearly have a new starting quarterback. Green Bay just added maybe the best defensive player in football. And then the Bears, brand new head coach of the new system, and we'll see how good Caleb Williams is. Exactly.
So there's but
a lot of changes.
I think the division is going to be I'm not going to go as far as say fascinating, but I think it should be. It'll be interesting to watch. this story came out. You alerted me to this one from Dunk Central. NBA Central at the Dunk Central. Breaking news, Kawhi Leonard allegedly signed a $28 million no-show job endorsement deal with a fraudulent tree planting company, secretly funded by $50 million from Clippers owner Steve Ballmer. Asked Pablo Torre.
Above average.
Sources say it was all to circumvent the salary cap. And I think over the years, you and I have broached that topic once or twice about a way to circumvent the salary cap. And this is the first time that I'm aware that I've heard something this frontal about it. Because I always assumed that could be done easily. You could go to Tom Brady and say, play for a lot less salary so it can help us on the salary cap. And then who's the owner of the...
Robert Kraft.
Robert Kraft just go, wink, wink, I'll take care of you when your career's over. Right?
Yeah.
And what would prevent Robert Kraft from signing Tom Brady a contract, a figurehead of his is he Kraft Foods? Is that where he made his money? Robert Kraft? Of making him, you'll be in charge, you're going to be a spokesperson for me. And he really doesn't do anything. He just talks nicely about the company when people ask him. That's his spokesperson job. And you just give him a big check. I bet my guess is...
Actually, primarily in the paper and packaging industry is how he made his money.
I thought he was a Kraft cheese guy. But it would be really... Because... How do you prove that even though, let's say what this Pablo Torre, let's say what the accusation is making is true, well, how can you prove it though? In other words, that wasn't to circumvent the salary cap. I hired him as an employee for another one of my companies. Is that against the rules? Is that anywhere in the NFL rule book? Is there anything in the
I mean, it sounds illegal to me, given that, Joe Smith and Glenn Taylor had a secret deal to circumvent the salary cap.
Yeah.
And got busted and punished for it. I can't give you the exact verbiage on what the rule is, but it doesn't sound legal to me. Otherwise, you'd be hearing this, it'd be commonplace all over.
Maybe it is commonplace all over.
Well, secretly it might be.
That's what I'm saying.
Even like right now, like the Minnesota Twins have like former players that are almost like ambassadors for the organization,
and
right?
I think
like
they all make
a Rod Career and Tony.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying they had some pre-planned deal ahead of time.
They all come down. They're all spring training.
But they're all getting paid by the Twins to do stuff, right?
10 guys,
even though they're not really doing anything.
There's 10 guys that go to spring training every year that just lean up against the batting cage.
They're just ambassadors.
And their titles though are what the hell's the title that they always use for these guys? Not coach, but not assistant, but they have a title. Somebody will tell me what it is, and that's what and they're all making about $200,000 a year.
Sure,
because they got the money to the Pullets have the money, and to have those guys hang around the club and speak kindly of them and be an ambassador for the team. So no, you're right, but I just don't see how. And maybe there are rules against it. Maybe there are. But to me, when I saw this, I wasn't just like, whoa, shocked by that. My guess is it does go on and has gone on for a long time.
Maybe that's the holdup with the Kaprizov contract right now. They're trying to figure out how we can circumvent the cap. Give them more money without having to go against the cap.
Exactly. So, I'm sure we'll hear more on this. My guess is there'll be denials, right? So, but I don't know.
I think they're in trouble.
You think so?
Yeah. I think they are going to get a huge punishment against them. And if it's anything less than the Joe Smith punishment, I will be very upset with the NBA.
I'd have to, again, much like for me, the jury's still out on J.J. McCarthy. I need to see what the rules and regulations. I don't even remember exactly. I know it was a secret under the table deal with the Joe Smith deal, but I don't remember all the details of it. But you're probably right. There's probably something in the language of the collective bargaining agreement or something in the bylaws of the NBA, because it would be very simple to just say, we're going to play you the league minimum. But guess what? It's a Swiss bank account with a load of money.
The owners with the most money would.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think somebody just said consultant. I think that's what they start to call these Twins players.
Consultants,
or player development guy or something of that nature.
And I'm sure they do very little work and make an okay salary.
Yeah. Here's a text message. Common, there are some things that are so obvious that they can go without saying, such as, we have to see him play NFL football before we know if he'll be a good NFL player. Yes, that's a truism. It does not need to be stated, but it is not a prediction, which is a statement about what will happen in the future based on past experiences, patterns, and scientific interference. No, the past. Stating that we need to see how it goes in the future is not a prediction. Rather, it is a way of avoiding making a prediction. This is the first time I've ever kind of ripped Common. But I predict he can take it, though really we will have to see. I can take it.
Genius.
Trust me, he's not the first person to rip me. Dr. Mike, I guess, doesn't understand the esoteric approach, and I don't expect people to. I've had Tenneby read the definition of esoteric is many times. I can do it for you if you'd like. Esoteric, meaning intended for or likely to be understood by only a small number of people with a specialized knowledge or interest. I don't expect everybody to understand. It's very few people can understand. You can make all the predictions you want. Predict he's going to be a great player. Predict he's not going to be. Predict he's going to be the greatest player of all time or complete and total bust or anything in between. If you want me to make a prediction, I think he's going to be here's what I think. I think this could be the call I've been waiting my entire life for. I think he's going to end up being I'm trying to think of a comparison. Ryan Tannehill, I think is what I might say.
Okay.
He might be a Ryan Tannehill.
Tannehill got off to a rough start in Miami.
He might be a Ryan Tannehill kind of player. Maybe a little better than that. I think he'll be better than Tebow. I'm trying to think of I'm not talking stylistically. I think he'll be Cousins-like. He'll win games. He'll play well. I just am not convinced. But again, I will say this. I hope he is. I hope he's really.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is I'm not ready. I guess what I'm trying to say all along is the people that are predicting big things for J.J. McCarthy, for the most part, are extended family members of the Minnesota Vikings or they're big-time fans of the Vikings. And I know that's what you want. But when you have people step back that aren't really affiliated with it, I think all of us are kind of like, he's got potential. Well, just see how it goes once the games begin. Matt Hasselbeck. Maybe he'll be like Matt Hasselbeck.
I hope he's better than Matt Hasselbeck.
I hope so, too. We'll take a break and come back when we do. Tenneby's got 5-3-4 for us.
Yeah, the Twins had another biblically bad moment last night.